Hi, it's Hazel. Excuse me. Welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. This is going to be a very quick and easy video. As I'm recovering from surgery, I am rediscovering things that I have either done and forgotten about, acquired and forgotten about, stored and forgotten about. So it's almost like being on a treasure hunt. I have a number of, I have 4 of these little metal tins. And on this one, I've written labels to stamp. I'm thinking, labels to stamp? What does that mean? Well, when I looked in it the other day, I realized that I had a variety of office type labels in a variety of sizes. So this is like a, 2 by 4 or so. These have the blue border around them. Some are really teeny tiny. I don't know if you can see that. 3, 6, 9. So on this little sheet, there are 18 of them. And so on and so on. Oh, I didn't use any of these today. I don't think. Anyway, so what I decided to do, I had also acquired some new to me, stamps. And I thought, well, that's a perfect way to try them out. Oh, and this was also in the box. So clearly, at some point in the past, I had stamped, see, this is one of those really teeny tiny ones. I'd stamped images on these sticker sheets. Don't know if I ever used any or not. Anyway, so you don't need to watch me put stamps onto acrylic blocks. I mean, there's no magic there. I did want to try out ones that I haven't used before, though. So because some of these surfaces are so close together, I kind of grouped some of the smaller ones. And I obviously had all these blocks ready to go, which really speeds things up. Or even these red hat ones that were brand new. And so I just wanted to show you the results I got, and maybe we can just see how they would look once they're peeled off and added to a masterboard, because that's really the only thing I have handy here. So this is a single large label. Pretty darn nice the way the stamp worked, except for there. But again, no problemo. This was this little floral one here. And I just kept doing it, some ghost prints, and used a variety of colors. And this is a one-piecer. This is a little strip of smaller ones, and I just used one color of ink and ghost prints. Used sepia, some ghost prints, one stamp twice. On this one, I got a little more adventurous and used 3 different colors of ink and some ghost prints in the background. Again, this is the one with the really tiny little shapes. So how these things might look when they're actually separated, I guess, remains to be seen. And more and more and more. This is quite nice. This may be the worst result in the sense that, you know, the stamping goes across the border. But again, no big deal. Another botanical one. This is the ladies' accessory one. This one has circles, so that'll be interesting to try. And then this one, again, is one of the really small ones. Red hat stamps, stamped all over, multiple colors. So I thought that what we could do, because again, this is not rocket science. So I just sort of pulled up my plasterboard book. And let's just find a page that is fairly neutral. So it could be this one. Is that the best one? Yeah, I think this will do. So, we know that having a whole bunch of small elements is okay, probably as a layer, but it might not be so great if there aren't some larger elements added and some focal points. So let's just consider this the next layer, or the first layer on the base. I think I'm leaning towards this botanical one, or I think this one may, okay, what are these? Are these the circles? Yes, they are. Well, what the heck? We have nothing to lose. Nothing whatsoever to lose. Now, I suppose I could have gotten a different look. Well, see, that would have been something good to try. Maybe I should quickly do that. I was going to say, this seems pretty white against these caramely colors. So maybe what I should do, quick like, is, where's my protective paper? Let me just, with a very, what is this? Oh, too bright. Fired brick. Nope. Sorry, I just thought of this very minute. That's why I seem kind of ill-prepared. Let's maybe do vintage photo. No, gathered twigs. Sorry for all the rustling and crackling here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just slightly stain the base of this before adding anything to it. And that way it just knocks back the white a bit. Okay, good enough. So now we want something that's going to be a little more high contrast. So that, well, I guess I can just do this on top of here. Should we use those? Sorry for being a little indecisive. You know what? Maybe I should use this one instead. And I will use my Ranger Fern Green. Fern Green. There it is. And maybe if I want to, oh, this is one that didn't stick. Oh, it's better usually to do it this way. This one didn't stick to an acrylic block, so I will just throw it on there at some sort of an angle, and then press down. Get a ghost print. Oh, see, where there were spaces and the ink wasn't picked up, you get that stripey effect, which almost makes it look more variegated or something. I do have another foliage type one that I could maybe fill in with. Maybe that's what I should do to have a teeny bit more interest. really light. So I hope you are well. We here in Canada are on the cusp of the Canada Day-long weekend. I don't know when you'll be seeing this, obviously. Sometime after that, obviously. It's kind of an exciting time because I will be officiating at my niece's wedding in one of the mountain parks here. So, okay, I'm going to use this little guy, but maybe I will, you know, one of my favorite colors in this line is night sky. Woo. So, you know, sometimes, and of course, I had a lot of, oh, I've been forgetting the ghost print. I've had a lot of office supplies long before I knew what junk journals were. So I'm sure I had most of these labels, you know, from back in the day, and certainly before I was doing all the thrifting that I'm doing these days. So it is, it's good to find a use for some of these things that have been literally kicking around for years. Okay, let's see what we can do. So I guess we'll use this one since I've taken this detour to do the more, the less white background. Now I'm hoping that these are obviously sticky enough, because it would be awful if I had to start gluing everything at this point. And again, something like this could be a great, see, I really don't like things that are askew. So hopefully I'm putting them on reasonably, you know, up and down or across. But see how quick and easy that is, especially if the stickiness is there and a person doesn't have to, you know, pause to glue things. What I could do, just for, okay, so I've added 5 of those. I could put this here. Mind you, that's an awfully big. Nope. I guess, you know, this would be more effective if I sort of fussy cut around it, but I'm not taking the time to do that now. So let's try some bigger element here. What are these? Oh, this is the one piece. I'm kind of curious, where did I put them? Oh, here they are. How these circles are going to go. Sometimes when I have really small elements, I group them together just so they make a bigger impact. So instead of a little tiny dot there and a little tiny rectangle there, I have a dot and a rectangle together. And maybe I would do it again. You know, well, where would I put this? Maybe I'll put that on the other end of it. So I think you can see how this could be applied to decorating, you know, on a miniature scale, like little tiny dangles or clusters. In fact, I should keep some of those. Oh, see, this one almost has nothing on it, just the way the way it worked out, but we can still put it on. Maybe I'll finish this row and then we'll go back to something else. That doesn't have much on it either. And you know, this could, just for the heck of it, let's do some of these. Now this will be, oh yeah, same shape, but a sort of a bigger, not bigger, but more vivid looking thing because it's got more colors on it. So this, I'm kind of liking how this is shaping up. I wonder, do you like it too? See, my eye goes to the night sky. Maybe because it's the darkest of the colors. It doesn't blend as well as the greens and the sepia color does. Okay, so because I'm kind of goofy that way, I'm going to cut this off. And then it takes a smaller space. Wonder, do I want... I mean, I'm not, you know, the nature of a master board. Or should I use this one? These are tinier. And they are, and there's that one also. That's all one color. I mean, that's all one piece, though. And again, you know, if I would have really looked through every single stamp I have, I would have had a different result, because I could always tear or cut that. Let's see what we get though if we use these small guys, especially the more you'd think I was playing for $1 million here. Can't remember what I was saying. Some of them are kind of unusable, but for those that are not, it does add, again, a little more depth to what we're doing here. So happy about that. Whoops. Oh, darn it. Oh, it does still pick up. I kind of like how this is going. And even the ones that were done straight on the white background aren't so bad. So I hope that if you have a bunch of office supply type things kicking around and you don't have any other use for these kinds of labels, they're a bit kind of not the right size for garage sales or things like that to use as price tags. So it would be, boy, I've got a gap here, don't I? We can remedy that. Or, no, let's do something bigger. Oh my God, I stamped it on the wrong side. Way to go. Okay, I will use this side, but obviously I can't take it off now because then this will not be No, I'll leave this for another day. So, okay, kids, the lesson is, maybe I will cut around this quickly. The lesson is make sure you're stamping on the right side of the sticker. And this is going to be loose, loosey-goosey here. And I should try to have this blend in a little more with the background. Anyway, I hope that if you are, whether you're in Canada or the U.S., mind you, I don't know when July 4th is, but that you have some holiday plans that include some family, some fun, some fresh air. It was funny today. I didn't check the forecast. I had to go into the city. I didn't check the forecast, but I saw what our home weather station said the temperature was. So I thought, well, that's what it's like at 8 o'clock in the morning. It will get warmer. So I wore shorts and a linen top. And then the rain started coming. So yeah, I felt a wee bit underdressed when I'd see men in jeans and hoodies, but oh well. Oh, and I went to fuel up, like because we're farmers, we have an account at a bulk fuel station, so deliveries of diesel and so on for cars, for tractors and combines, and mean that we get a marginally better price on it. And anyway, so I go to the card lock because I'm going to fuel up on the way to the city. And I had noticed a guy, an employee, just sitting in a lawn chair beside a fuel delivery truck. I'm thinking, what the heck is he doing? It wasn't like he was sunning himself, and certainly that wouldn't be the thing to do on the job anyway. Anyway, I was barely up at the card reader, still in the process of reading the notice that was taped to it, and he comes over and he says, well, I guess I can tell you because it's in the news. He says Federated Co-op was hacked and they're being held for ransomware, so everything is shut down. And I'm thinking, holy cow, this is a kind of a small operation. I would think, yeah, it's based in Saskatchewan, and yes, there are multiple locations across the prairies, but still, in the global scheme of things, that seems like kind of a small target. And then he also said that Shoppers Drug Mart had also been hit. Now, that's a bigger operation. That's part of the, is that part of the Galen Weston family, whatever, mega multinational, not mega multinational, but mega, wonder, should I leave that? Maybe I could do a little better. Anyway, so I'm thinking, oh, well, good thing I didn't roll in here on fumes, because I thought, well, okay, I had other things to do. I'd better get on with my business, and at some point I will fuel up, even if I have to go just to a regular gas station. Then I'm trying to think, okay, where are we collecting points? Petro-Canada, yeah. And then I'm starting to notice the pump prices, because of course when you get an invoice once a month that your husband sort of pays without you even seeing, there's a bit of shelter or oblivion or whatever about what the actual price per liter is. It is scary at any rate, but not front of mind. So anyway, long story short, I did end up having to go to another farm bulk fuel place. I'm thinking, what the heck? Like, I never go there, or I haven't for months. Why is my PIN not working? So I end up phoning my husband to say, do you know what my PIN number is? Because I guess, I don't know if it was reset after we got new cards or whatever. But I'm thinking, whoever those bad guys are, they are holding out for ransomware. And I think, the typical reaction by most companies is that they're not going to pay, because then it's like giving money to panhandlers. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If it works, then you get more of it, kind of thing. Okay, I'd say that's good enough. Now, the interesting part. Can I peel this off without it ripping? Maybe I should pick a bigger area here. So kind of a pain in the butt, especially, there's certainly enough people who believe that fuel prices go up at the start of every long weekend. So I could put it this way, because sometimes things go that way, don't they, in nature? Of course they do. Cool. So I think you see how that could work. Should we just do something quick like in another book? I mean, this obviously still needs work, but I thought it was kind of fun, quick and easy. And a good way, frankly, to test new stamps when you get them. Because if you're going to, this is my Junk Journal July 2023 book. And I figured, I thought I would use this page. I kind of have just turned it into a master board book. Okay, should we try some of the florally, or more the brighter ones? Or this feminine? Let's see, I could also cut this apart. Guess if I was really... that, well, what the heck, it's a master board. We can play here. I'm getting this off. I don't like things at an angle, but what the heck. Yeah. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Okay, I couldn't, well, we've used that. Let's try some of these. Mind you, that doesn't go with them. Who cares? We're just going to be daring. We're going to put these little colorful guys in. Look at me, just being so daring and adventurous. Going at angles. Which is kind of nice when you think about it, because there will be even less of it, a smaller portion of everything once you cut your perpendicular lines. I better put something across these sharp edges here too. Now, this, I don't imagine, looks very... You're probably not sitting there at home thinking, oh my God, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It's probably not showing up very well because these are so tiny on quite a busy background as it is. But I guess you kind of, well, we're experimenting for one thing, so that's okay. And you kind of have to trust that whatever I might do to this next will make the big difference. We'll add the finishing touch. Let's get some towards these edges that are just plain. Whoops. Mind you, I said I wouldn't be bothered by angles, so stick to your word, kiddo. You can see that a whole sheet of these, especially when they're this tiny, can pretty well only does one of these sheets. So so yeah, I still have to pack for this trip, and of course, you know, not just the guests, so I have to make sure I take the ceremony with me. At every wedding I go to, I wear comfy shoes, flat shoes, because I never know what kind of terrain I'm going to be traversing to get to the wherever the wedding is. And then at the last possible moment, I slip on some pumps. And yeah, it almost kills me, but you know, it does make me a wee bit taller. Oh, I thought it was so funny. Like the last, when I had, you know, the dreaded height and weight taken at the hospital before the morning of surgery, I discovered that, yes, I've shrunk in height. And I'm, you know, barely 5'2" now. Anyway, today, when I was getting my nails done, my little Vietnamese woman says, I don't know what we were talking about. Anyway, she says, well, at least you're tall. I said, I'm tall? She says, well, taller than me. And I'm thinking, okay, I'll try to remember that tomorrow when I hug my 14-year-old grandson who will be towering over me. I'm going to tell her, Yen said that I'm tall. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, kids, we will stop there. So obviously I have a bunch of these to use. See, if I would have done more of this, that could have been pretty, you know, that size and that boldness of color is pretty dramatic on here. But I played with what I wanted to play with. I think these will be fun to use too. Anyway, I hope that the next time you're testing your new stamps or rediscovering your old ones, that you, number one, set up as many blocks as you can ahead of time, because number one, that's going to save time in the craft room, and it just makes the whole session go a lot faster. And I hope that in the process you are also using up some of these kinds of labels that maybe have been kicking around for too long. Anyway, that is it for today. We will see you in the next one. And I imagine that you will see me using these, because I'm going to keep them more front and center. In fact, I have a project I can use these green ones on right away. And that one too, probably. Actually, maybe even these florally ones would work. So you can see, not the border one. So that's pretty good. And it's such a lovely effect, because I mean, obviously they were professionally designed by some, you know, artistic soul. So anyway, guys, we will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great long weekend if you're celebrating Canada Day and or what do you call it? 4th of July. Okay, thanks. Bye. And don't forget, I'm really, really tall. Okay, bye.